Hello and good afternoon. Welcome to Boyles of Killorglin, the garden centre here, and this is the Kerry Garden Show. I'm Alan Finn, and joining me as always is the manager of the garden centre here, Miguel. Miguel, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you, Alan?
Are you not freezing cold? How many layers have you got on? About 14?
Three only.
It's a bit chilly.
Yeah.
It's a bit chilly here. It's
what can we do?
Not quite as bad as it was last March, because we had, of course, a lot of
frost,
really late frost and stuff like that.
That killed one of my acer trees, actually. In a pot.
Okay, so we'll have a minute silence for the acer.
Yeah, two if possible.
No, because we've got lots to bang into, to cram into this show this afternoon. So, Miguel, we've got a lot of colour here in front of me. It's a dull day, so this is what I love to see, a bit of colour. Yes. Tell us what we're going to talk about today.
You know my obsession with colour all year round.
Yes.
It's not the first time we mentioned this. And you know that I always say that you can always have something. Early spring, before all these summer plants, all this spectacular summer comes, is just the border between winter and summer.
Filling that
This
gap,
is early spring.
Okay.
And filling that gap, we already have plenty of perennials, or a few perennials, evergreens that can be used as structural plants or large shrubs. Mm-hmm. And of course trees like flowering cherries and these type of trees.
They're all budding at the moment.
We also have perennials, and we have alpine plants.
Okay.
Good for rockeries, very hard, very tough plants.
Seaside areas as well. Yeah,
very hardy plants. And we have also a few of the spring perennials, the scabiosa, the ranunculus. Oh my God!
My goodness, you got a little bit of a blank there for a second, couldn't you? You got a little blank.
From bad to worse.
Yeah.
So we have a little bit of everything, and we're gonna start with these lovely camellias you'll probably be seeing in bloom all over the shop, all over the place. Now they are
lots
fantastic.
of everything from pinks to kind of deep pinks and purples and stuff like that. Reds, yeah.
Plenty of different colors. We have. It's also autumn flowering camellias, and it's early winter flowering camellias. So you can have, if you have a large garden, you can have camellias for 6 or 7 months flowering.
Okay.
It's interesting.
So ones from autumn through to spring.
Autumn that will be flowering sometimes till Christmas, and it's some of them that they start flowering very early.
Yeah.
And now the spring ones. These ones are spring ones.
Okay, so this is a Camellia japonica that you said here, and this is in full bloom. Well, there's 3 or 4 big flowers on them.
Sorry, I interrupted you, but it's just I'm thinking that someone pruned them before we bought them. See the flowers.
Someone's getting fired.
In the lower,
Joking.
See the flowers are in the lower part of the camellia.
Yeah.
That camellia was wrongly pruned last year. So that's why it doesn't have buds in this part.
Okay, so that's a bit of a lesson to people, really, isn't it?
See, the flower in the old wood, if you prune it too late, you won't have flowers. The plant will grow, but won't develop flower buds.
Oh, no.
So someone prune it, no flower buds in the upper part of the camellia.
Okay, so if anyone is out there and that's what actually happened.
Camellias, no pruning, preferably. Okay. No pruning at all. They do it for keeping the shape or whatever they do it. But no pruning. If pruning, right after flowering. As soon as it drops the flowers, prune it.
Okay.
Don't wait, because if not, you will have no flowers next year.
Yeah, right? And it does. It's actually quite sad, because it is the whole top of the plant doesn't have any flowers.
Half plant with flowers, half of the plant, and if you twist it, it's the same. It has buds about to open on the other side.
It does, yeah, I see that. Oh, it does, I see there, yeah, again.
But it's still in the lower part.
Lower half, okay. So listen, that's a very, very good lesson, just to go along with all the times that you've been talking about the right time to prune.
About the right time to prune.
Yeah.
So camellias, rhododendrons, azaleas, preferably no pruning.
No pruning.
Preferably no pruning.
Okay.
If pruning, right after flowering. Spring plants, pruning right after flowering.
Okay.
If they flower in the summer, late summer, then you can do it in autumn.
Okay.
But here, in this case, you cannot wait till autumn. It's too late. Right? You're destroying the flowers for next year.
Okay.
So be careful.
So try and be a bit patient with the structure, because obviously people will say, oh, I might want to change the shape of that plant, but you're doing damage.
Some people come with their plants are not flowering, performing well. They do wrong pruning. They do wrong feeding also. We have talked about that before.
Yeah, we have.
Wrong feeding. Careful with feeding in shrubs. They are normally not very explosive growths like annuals. They don't need extremely powerful food like Miracle-Gro.
Yes.
Miracle-Gro, spectacular, very good for baskets, for window boxes, for pots, annual flowers. Borders with annuals, that's fantastic. For shrubs, you're making a big mistake. Too much nitrogen, you know.
Will drive it, yeah, okay.
And we have a few more. We have a beautiful Berberis darwini, that grow as a column, like a 1 meter tall.
Okay.
1 meter 20 by a meter. Very nice shrub.
Yeah, very
evergreen.
Okay.
Berberis normally are deciduous plants. This one is evergreen.
Okay.
And when it's in full bloom, it's just a wall of yellow.
Yeah, it looks beautiful. To our listeners on the radio, it's a Darwini Nana he's got at the moment.
Yes.
That's the thing, but it's a beautiful deep yellow, and it looks like it literally will cover every branch, won't it?
Yes, exactly. This is a small shrub. This is a small plant. One is mature. You can see a few if you drive it. If you are a passenger,
yeah,
you can spot a few from Killorglin to Killarney.
Killarney, okay.
It's a couple of them, very beautiful ones. Then we have a couple things here. All right, we only brought one. Those are brooms. Citisus. They are very good for windy areas, very good for coastal areas, very hardy. We have many different colors, from the traditional white and yellows, from deep oranges, multicolor flowers, deep, very, very different ones. Yeah. They can be trained as a one stem and having a kind of umbrella.
Oh, yes.
Or you can leave it as a bush.
Okay.
It will grow, depending on the variety, it will grow more bushy or like a small tree.
As it goes
up. A bushy small tree.
And that's a broom.
It's a broom.
Okay, beautiful.
Citisus. And they are wonderful plants. They are good for pollinating plants. They're good pollinating plants.
Okay.
They are very good for harsh
conditions.
Tough conditions.
Yeah, so and we've plenty of them all around the county.
Okay.
All around the county,
yes,
absolutely.
This
so
is very good for this area.
Yeah.
Okay, we have one more shrub, which is the Pieris, the forest flame. Very famous.
Everybody loves the forest flame.
It's an amazing plant. I have one at home. My dog used to mangle the plant.
When it was smaller?
I have to put it,
Okay,
When the plant was small.
When the plant was smaller,
My dog was an old, cranky, grumpy dog. But she used to mangle. I had to put it on top of a flat shed I have.
Okay.
And when she passed away, I put it in a bigger pot. No one is touching. The other dog is not touching the plant.
Right.
And you should see the plant. So it was pruned, hardly pruned by the dog constantly.
Okay.
And it's just amazing. It's a bell-shaped.
The bell-shaped flowers, dropping down, and
while the new
leaves are red and pink.
It's
beautiful.
And it's a combination of white and reds and green. And if you have it in a pot, look for a blue pot.
Oh, just to add that extra color.
Look for a blue pot.
Okay.
Because the blue combines very well with the green, the red, and the white. And you'll see it's wonderful. It's a wonderful plant.
Okay.
It'll never let you down. And it's very, very, very hardy.
Okay.
And it's just, I love it because mine has been surviving to
not just the weather, but the dog as well.
Yes, the dog. So we have a few rockery plants here.
Yeah, so we were going to talk about as well too about the ones where you might have a part of the garden that might be a little bit more rugged, or might have a little bit of not a lot of structure in it, and something like covering them with a nice colour. And these rockery plants could be good.
Rockery plants. We have a Lithodora. I think they are all sold. We have talked about this heavenly blue Lithodora, but we have this.
Oh, the heavenly blue, yeah, brilliant. That's beautiful.
Have this Obritia or this phlox.
Yeah.
That's a reptans phlox. They are reptans, the hardy ones. See the thickness of the leaves.
Phlox, Phlox. Okay, right.
Yes.
And it's a creeping phlox. So does that mean then that it will actually, is it
won't
ground
grow
cover?
tall.
But is it ground cover?
It's not. They are not very large plants.
Okay.
Alpine plants, as they can live in a very small soil.
Yeah. They make the most of what little bit of soil they're given, yeah.
Yes, so they won't grow spectacularly. But they are, look at this, it's a purple balloon of flowers, and it's in a pot. Once this is in the right spot, it will be 1 foot by 1 foot shrub with spectacular flowers that you can combine with the oranges or the reds or the whites to have always you can always have color in your garden. It's wonderful. Even in this country, you can always have something.
And I don't think it says here as well, long flowering. So they hold their flower for a long time, which is another big thing.
Very good wallflowers. They're very good for pollinators. They have a long flowering. They start very early. I was going to tell you, I've been in Spain, and the petunias, the geraniums, everything is in full bloom already.
Oh wow!
You know, it's like a month and a half.
So you went back to your mama's garden, and
I was like, wow. And we still can have things.
We can still have plenty of color here.
They're a month away.
A month ahead.
A month ahead. That's it. But see, we have annuals, perennials. That's a dianthus.
The dianthus, always a very big popular one with a lot of
That's very good for borders, for small areas, for small. They are another foot by foot, very hardy perennial. And
it's another 3-tone colour as well too, because you've got the green and then you've got the pink and the dark purple here in this one. There's a lot of different varieties that are just...
loads of colours. Any colour you want, you have it. And most of them are scented. So that gives a...
Scented, huge thing, massive,
yes.
Yes. And then of course we have our little... Doronicum, which is like leopard's bane. I always call them just like yellow daisies. They look like big yellow daisies.
They look like big yellow daisies, But they are an early flowering perennial as well. Very nice for starting. Then it will be not overgrown, but it will be... The spring color will fade this, but you will still have early color combined with later color. So you can always have.
And would these be good for the bees now as well?
They are all good for bees, bumblebees, excepting what you have now in flower, that are the narcissi, the what do you call it? Daffodils.
The daffodils.
Daffodils are not very
They're
good.
actually useless.
They are not very good for bees, but rather than that, they look for everything now. They are trying to get...
They're trying to... So in other words, they're kind of going on a wild goose chase looking around daffodils. Because I remember when we did the show last year with up in our honeybees, and we spoke about that they're actually no use whatsoever. Daffodils look lovely, but they're not great for the actual bumblebees or anything like that. So it's nice to have the rhodos and a couple of different things here that'll kind of attract them and it'll kind of bring them all in, because at the moment the solitary bee, the queen bee, she's kind of coming out. She's looking
bumbles and a few things that you see already.
I found one in my house actually the other day. Solitary bee.
And you kill it?
No, I didn't.
All right.
Stop it. Come on. But the spring flowering plants, so we can come in here, get them, put them into your garden, or do you keep them in pots at the moment? Because obviously with it still being a little cold, Miguel, what do we do?
Those are perfect for just go out, get into the mud. Dig.
Oh, look at him, he's getting all excited. Get into the mud.
Dig and plant them right now. Yes.
Okay.
It's the right time of the year.
All right.
It's the right time of the year. It's the right time of the year for trees, for hedging, normally for dormant plants, like are coming back to life. It's a perfect time of the year to get them in their last position.
Okay, excellent.
Find them a room for them. But
nice space. Bring some colour to the garden straight away. And watch it develop and stuff like that. And as you said, a lot of these evergreens will hold their colour as well.
And you have in mind that even if they have flowers, they are not growing yet.
Yeah.
So just it's a good time for them to be planted.
Excellent. Miguel, that's fantastic. As always, you know, we know you're a man of colour. You do love it, and it's what we always try to encourage. Develop your garden in a way that you can have colour for as many months of the year as possible. And now is a great time. Come in if you've got a couple of spots in your garden that need a nice little bit of brightening up, especially on these dull March days. It is great time to get into the garden centre. Miguel, hopefully people will be calling in here to Boyles. Thank you as always. That's it for another show from myself, Alan, and everyone here at Boyles. Happy gardening.